Welcome Libras to your October 2014 horoscope. My name is Athen and it is time for some eclipses this month, ladies and gentlemen. You've heard me talk about these since April, and essentially that's when we had the last eclipses. So these eclipses are always connected. All right, and so whatever changes, think back to April. It's a very volcanic time for a lot of us. That the Grand Cross and all those squares and all that, creating a lot of tension. And it was very volcanic, and it kind of, you might think of it as shooting us into a direction, okay, in April. So whatever that direction is, it's coming to a culmination now this month during, particularly the first half of the month, during the lunar eclipse on the 8th. So think back to April. What changed, okay? Look at it holistically. Look, what was, what was putting, shooting you into a direction, essentially, all right? And whatever that is, this is the month where you'll see it culminate. And it has the energy of the full moon, of fruition, of harvest, of manifestation. And it's very positive. We got a lot of positive aspects this month. There's a grand trine that I'll talk about. But the energies this month are very harmonious. And it's happening in your 6th house, okay? The lunar eclipse. So Uranus is there. There's been a lot of changes in this area. The 6th house has to do with your work, has to do with your day-to-day activities, has to do with your health. But overall, it's just your survival, okay? It's the 3rd dimension. It's everything that you need to do to survive. And it's a very important aspect. But it's not just survival as in just meeting your basic needs. It's thriving, okay? It's thriving. It's realizing that the better you take care of your health, the better you, the more love and heart you put into your work, and the more joy you carry with you on a day-to-day level, the more it enlivens you and it thrives your life, and there's abundance and lots of things come from that. And overall, what really comes from it is just that joy for life. So that's a high octave of that 6th house, and there's been a lot of changes in that area for you. Okay, with Uranus there. And a lot of past stuff, like, the South Node is there, and that's what these lunar eclipses always signify, is something from the past coming to an ending, but it's not an ending, it's a culmination, okay? And then the new beginning is later on in the month with the North Node. But whatever it is, think back to April. It should give you a pretty good indication. Some of you might, finally, your work might really come to a fruition in October, especially anything that you guys started in terms of that in April. Some of you, your health could improve, or something might culminate in that area for you guys. A new perspective, a new regiment, and realizing how important it is to eat right. I mean, I know when I eat right, when I eat healthy, it's incredible. It just changes everything. It's when my body's happy, I'm happy, essentially, and that's the 6th house. So whatever it is, it's very positive. It's part of this grand trine, and it's going to illuminate your life. And I think it's that joy for life, certainly, because that's what 6th house is, in that octave, in that higher octave. So look to April. Might give you an indication of what that is. Now, there's a lot of activity involved in your 1st house, okay? And this is where the solar eclipse is happening on the 23rd. So what this is telling me is, where there's endings, there's beginnings, and culmination. And this culmination / ending is happening in that 6th, okay? But from that, there's something new coming, and it's a new you. It's in your 1st house. It's a new life, essentially. A new life for you Libras, certainly. Or at least it'll certainly feel that way. But the 1st house is when, things unfold. It's the beginning of the cycle, beginning of the Zodiac, taking that first step. So a lot of you will be starting new things from this, okay? But a new life in general. And the first thing that affects this is right off in the beginning of the month, Mercury goes retrograde in that 1st house. So lots of reflection, okay? This whole month up until the 25th when Mercury's retrograde, thinking about basically, your goals, your ambitions, what you want out of life. And all of this is spawning the new beginnings. Okay, so do that reflection. This isn't like April where it was very, energy, because the squares is about action. It's not like that. It's a subtle energy this month. Very transformative, but subtle and peaceful, because it's in, Libra's involved too, your sign. And so, as you reflect on this, slowly things will start to unfold for you in that first house. Now the sun will go over your ascendant. Happy birthday to all of you sun Leos, by the way. And then Venus will go in there, and this is all in the mid-month. So through the reflection, I think mid-month, there's going to be an illumination, a sense of a newness, a sense of new beginning in your life from mid-month onward. And all this attention that you're going to be putting in that area is then going to create this solar eclipse in your first house, in your sign, in Libra. So, the most general way to read this, the most general way to look at this is that you guys are all going to start brand new life. Now, it could be, it's in multiple ways. It has to do with relationships. You can't really read the first house without looking at the seventh house. It has to do with, new goals and ambitions that I talked about. A new image. First house is associated with how people see you and how you come across, and you're a Libra, and that's you. And so you're changing, and so that's also going to affect how people see you, how you see yourself, and you taking that next step in your overall spiritual evolution. And this is all pointing towards your destiny. A lot of you had, you guys have had the North Node transiting your first house for a while. He's in your 12th now, but you guys have all been going in a completely different direction than, say, 2 years ago. Things have really changed for you. And so this is a month where you might see, even more of that, or next step in those changes, certainly. Okay, but the point is that it's all for your destiny. It's all for your path, which is what the North Node is all about. Okay, so very powerful for you Libras this month, certainly. Now, like I said, there's a grand trine taking place, and it's involving Mars. It's involving that eclipse early in the month in your 6th, and it's involving Jupiter in your 10th. And so there's harmony here. Okay, and what this is telling me is, let's look at Mars. Mars, for instance, has been transiting your 2nd house since mid-month last month in September. So there's been a lot of energy that you guys are putting into, I think, in the resource area, the finance sector, or on an essential level, your abundance in some way, or your values. And so all of this energy you're putting in there, it's supporting you, okay, and it's supporting your career. A lot of you are having a lot of positive changes in the career front with Jupiter in your 10th, and it's also supporting you in your work or what you're doing on this day-to-day level, okay? So keep expanding the career, keep putting the energy into the abundance resource sector, and allow those changes, like I said, to take place in the 6th, okay, with the work and routine and health and stuff. Because that's the more you do that, the more because it's all Pisces too, and about going with the flow in terms of work. Pisces rules your 6th house. But the more you do that, the more you allow those adaptive changes and this expansion and this energy in your 2nd, the more it's going to support and things are going to flow. But it's a flowing month anyways. But that's where the big picture, the big support is coming from in those sectors. And I do want to say too that first half of the month, there's still a lot of spiritual stuff going on because you've got the Sun and Venus transiting your 12th. Okay, so the beginning of the month, first half, and you'll notice this also the last half of September. Allow this time to really reflect, really shine that conscious sun awareness on your 12th house, on your subconscious, on your dreams, on your intuition, everything spiritual. Allow that conscious light to shine through observation, through presence, through awareness, okay? And connect to it with Venus too. And because the thing is anytime, we are transiting the 12th, it means we're coming up to the 1st. And the 12th is the end of the wheel, the spiral, really, the end of the Zodiac. And so use this time, the first half, and in September, to really reflect on the spiritual matters, the presence, and just observe, okay? And use it to rest up too, because like I said, there's going to be changes. Now, it's not a very powerful get up and go month with Mercury retrograde. It might be for some of you, but the energy I'm feeling is that it's subtle and it's slow. But in either case, use this first half of the month to rest up, tap into your intuition, your spiritual side, because you have a brand new beginning ahead of you, starting towards the end, towards mid-month, really. All right, Libra. Now I'm going to draw a card just to get a little bit more guidance to see where Spirit wants me to spend a little bit more attention on your chart. So let's see. Leo. Okay. All right, so with Leo, Leo rules your 11th house. Now, the 11th house is your freedom. And you know what? That's actually very interesting, because I didn't talk about freedom in this report for you, but freedom's playing a big role this month, okay? Uranus is involved in the lunar eclipse early in the month. And in this case, you know, Leo rules your 11th. So you Libras, it's very important that any ideals, because the 11th house is your ideals, any ideals and intentions that you know, the big picture, the things you want to see manifest in your life, it comes from your heart. Okay, so really tap into that heart guidance this month. Tap into that Leo energy, that sun energy. And you're going to, I think, through that, gain a tremendous amount of freedom. Okay, and that's freedom is what's helping you stretch, helping you, you know, helping all these opportunities unfold for you. Okay? And have that sense of pride, you know, with this card, you know, I'm looking at the lion and I'm looking at this goddess, and there's this, it's subtle. It's not arrogance, but it's just a good, strong, solid sense of pride. Okay, so really, I think this card's really showing me to mention to you to really tap into that. Tap into that pride, tap into that inner strength from your heart. And from that, I think all of these events and everything are going to unfold, and your ideals will come out, and your big picture things on how you want to see the big path will certainly help you in these shows. So I hope you enjoyed. Please let me know if you have any specific questions, and be sure to subscribe for my daily, weekly, and monthly horoscopes. All right, take care, and I'll see you next time.